The ultimate dry season descended mercilessly upon the semi-desert of Karoo. Looking down from above, the colossal red sandstone canyon stood like giant, perched on a low cliff ledge, a risky adaptation chosen solely to evade the punishing high-altitude gales. The mother eagle stood majestically. Her breast feathers still bore the ragged scars of the brutal clashes from the previous season. Beneath her feet, thorny twigs of her newly reinforced nest. Inside, a single, pristine white egg lay completely exposed, looking straight down into the deep. The boundary of survival was clearly marked by a solitary, withered ancient marula tree. Leader, a massive, battle-hardened male with a heavily scarred, rugged face, sat huddled on a dead branch. His calloused, muscular hands tightly gripped a jagged, sharp piece of sandstone. Directly beneath the dry canopy, a terrified mother monkey clutched her infant tightly against her chest, trembling violently every time a massive winged shadow swept across the ground. In this war, there was no right or wrong, only the unrelenting biological race to survive. Empty, barren, rocky landscape devoid of lizards or rodents, her eyes locked onto the most dangerous target, the monkey troop beneath the marula tree. Spreading her massive wings, blotting out a piece of the sky, she cast herself off the cliff, diving vertically at a terrifying velocity. By the time the giant black shadow suddenly crashed down, swallowing the light, it was already too late. The eagle's talons splayed to their maximum, slamming directly into the infant monkey's position. The alpha macaque unleashed a thunderous roar into the sky. High up on the cliffside, resting her talons upon her prize to harvest, her golden eyes staring coldly and fixedly at her prey. The ambush was meticulously mapped out by the macaques under the cover of darkness. Beneath the cold, pale moonlight, ghostly monkey silhouettes crept silently along the sandstone ledges, infiltrating the eagle's forbidden perimeter. The following morning, the alpha macaque signaled the command with a sharp hand gesture. Strong, agile males scrambled up the vertical cliffside. They formed a line, jumping frantically and screeching incessantly to act as live bait. One bait monkey snatched a dry marula fruit and hurled it with all his might at the cliff face. The dry fruit struck the edge of the nest with a sharp crack, shattering into pieces and spraying debris right into the heart of the nest, dangerously close to the white egg. The troop continued their chaotic dancing and mocking screeches. The eagle launched herself from the nest, leaving behind the unborn life gleaming beneath the morning sun. The bait macaques instantly turned and fled down the crevices, flawlessly executing the lure the tiger from the mountain strategy. The eagle dove like a fired arrow, but suddenly braked and hovered mid-air. Instantly, the alpha macaque materialized on the opposite ledge, roaring another command. High up on the nest ledge, the striking team of monkeys burst from the dry brush, extending their gaunt, hairy arms toward the solitary egg. Sensing the unnatural noise behind her thanks to her highly flexible cervical vertebrae, the mother eagle spun her head a shocking 180 degrees in sheer horror. Dozens of monkeys lined up along the cliffside, simultaneously unleashed a devastating hailstorm of stones and gravel, deliberately aiming to intercept the monarch of the skies. A sharp-edged piece of sandstone struck the mother eagle's left shoulder blade, charging straight back up to the nest. The exact moment a raider's finger grazed the calcified shell of the white egg, the mother eagle burst through the barrage of stones like a ghost of pure fury. The monkeys near the nest scattered in panic. Two raiding macaques leaped desperately onto the eagle's back. The mother eagle flipped her body entirely in a brutal ground roll, using her massive weight to grind the monkeys against the unforgiving rock face. The eagle raised her ragged, battered wings, completely shielding her egg from the world. Alpha macaque furiously smashed the stone in his hand against the ground, his troop to retreat into the bleeding twilight shadows of the desert. Night fell. The great battle concluded, leaving a by-train, profound silence echoing through the sandstone canyon. The mother eagle stood in her nest, her breast feathers matted with dried blood and rock dust, her chest heaving with heavy, exhausted breaths, her hooked beak lowered, tenderly touching the shell of her egg before she sank her body down, enveloping the spark of life in her soft, warm belly feathers. Deep within a dark cave at the base of the mountain, the alpha macaque sat nursing his torn, bloody shoulder, his grip still locked onto his sharp sandstone tool. He turned back to the rock, continuously scraping his sharp stone against the cave wall, creating a haunting, the patient, cold-blooded sharpening of a weapon for the next season of revenge. High upon the cliffside nest, the mother's intense warmth caused the calcified eggshell to fracture. A piece of the shell broke away, revealing a tiny, gray beak. A soaked, downy eagle chick was born into the world. Hearing the fragile cry echoing from above, the alpha macaque stepped out to the cave entrance, his eyes locking instantly onto the darkness of the eagle's nest. As the mother eagle sheltered her newborn, the alpha leader suddenly charged from the cave, roaring in primal fury. But as he met the deadly, terrifying gaze of the Sky Sovereign, and stare that promised a life-for-a-life retaliation, the alpha macaque finally lost his nerve. Humiliated, he turned and fled into the dark alongside his troop. Sovereignty and the continuation of a lineage in the sky will always be paid for in scars and blood. In the massive, scorching kiln of the Karoo Desert, survival has never been a choice of free will. It is a mandatory sentence, an iron law carved into every sun-bleached sandstone cliff and across an earth cracked wide from exhaustion. Stepping into this raw, naked realm, humans must entirely shed their conventional lenses of morality. Here, the boundaries of good and evil, of heroes and villains, simply do not exist. This breathless clash between a brilliant primate troop pushed to the brink and a solitary mother eagle fighting to the death to defend her sanctuary is merely a grand loop in the food chain. Every species bears the ultimate burden, to sustain its lineage before the darkness of extinction claims them. A macaque infant is hunted to fuel an unborn eagle chick. That very same egg is targeted by the troop to eliminate a future tyrant of the skies. It is a biological circle of vendetta, an inescapable matrix of natural cause and effect. The terrifying mechanical power of the sovereign's talons, the extraordinary maternal will of a mother bird rising above physical agony, and the calculating tool use and deceptive tactics of the primates. These are all highly advanced biological weapons forged by evolution, gifted by nature through millions of years of merciless natural selection. This extreme brutality does not destroy the desert. On the contrary, it acts as the vital anchor holding the delicate, fragile, yet immensely resilient balance of the Karoo ecosystem together. Without apex predators like the eagle, the macaque population would explode, completely decimating the rare marula groves. Conversely, without the sharp wit and fierce resistance of the monkeys, the king of the skies would never hone the exceptional survival instincts required to rule. The ragged, blood-matted feathers on the mother eagle's breast and the fresh blood pooling along the scarred shoulder of the alpha macaque are living proof of a singular truth. In the wild, peace and sovereignty are always bought with flesh, bone, and ultimate sacrifice. As the chick utters its very first cry under the blue moonlight, and as the alpha leader silently sharpens his jagged stone in the dark cave, we realize that a new chapter of survival has already begun, without end. Recognizing this majestic yet cruel reality, mankind must understand that respecting and preserving the untamed habitats and natural boundaries of wild animals is not merely about saving individual lives. It is about safeguarding the most fundamental cycle of existence, protecting the primal soul of the wild, and ensuring the survival of the very planet we share.